Australia, a land known for its vastness, its mysterious dreamtime creatures, its cool kangaroos, cute koalas. But there's another creature, it's claimed, that lurks the deep forests of Australia's wilderness. A creature the experts say is extinct, but eyewitnesses claim still roams the earth. A formidable prehistoric predator few people have ever heard of. The marsupial lion. Residents of Euroa, a tiny Victorian country town, claim the beast's chilling call haunts the night.
All of the digits had retractable claws like a cat, and we found that this creature had a very powerful forelimb.
Scientists exploring a recently discovered cave have found piles of fossilised bones of this ferocious killer. They say the marsupial lion, or Thylacoleo carnifex, was about the size of a leopard and has been extinct for up to 50,000 years. But across Australia, hundreds of witnesses claim they have seen it. And what you see is what you believe.
In one case, it come and put the paws up on top of a fence and virtually looked straight into his face.
It showed no fear. When it finally did see me, it just sat there preening itself and watching me, moving towards it.
To investigate this strange legend, Animal X travels to 3 Australian states, including Victoria, where witnesses tell of their close encounters. In country Victoria, Neville Smart is known as the region's big cat hunter. Running a pack of hounds, he hunts the legendary lion said to stalk the land. The bushman says he has looked the beast in the eye and backs up his claim with a paw print. It shows 5 digits with a claw-like thumb.
This is his foot print as he went through the swamp, running away from me and my horse. He left that print, which I've shown to a lot of experts, and they say that is a new species.
This is the carcass of a sheep that farmer George Mackerel claims is a victim of a marauding marsupial lion. He says the bones have been picked clean.
That is typical of how you will find your carcass in the paddock after a kill.
He says these strange teeth marks match the biting pattern of the marsupial lion. Eyewitnesses build their impression of the beast from what they see today. Back in the cave, the scientists build their image of the creature based on what they glean from the past. Professor Wells from South Australia's State University is considered an expert on the lion. In 1969, he headed a scientific team that made an awesome discovery at this underground chamber at Naracoorte in South Australia. For thousands of years it had been a silent, secret den of death, littered with marsupial lion bones.
Sitting here and in the loom of the carbide lamps, seeing what looked to be rocks on the sediment floor behind us, gradually turning into skulls with teeth on them, and the realisation that we had indeed staggered on a phenomenal deposit. In a way, it is a chamber of death. The reason that we have all of these animals accumulated in the cave is that they fell down a hole from the surface, a pitfall trap.
The pitfall trap was a natural soak hole. 30 years on, inch by painstaking inch, this chamber gradually gives up its secrets.
In fact, we now know how it caught its prey. It didn't do it with the reduced canine teeth, which were virtually insignificant. It did it by leaping out and grasping the prey. And it could then stab them with those lower incisor teeth and then shear off great pieces of flesh with the big shearing blades.
In Western Australia, scientists have just unearthed 2 new skulls. Dr. John Long is a paleontologist at the State Museum. He believes the skulls could be the discovery of a new marsupial lion species.
It's very exciting for us because we haven't done a detailed study of the material, but at first glance they could be something completely different. It could even be a western species of Thylacoleo.
Although the experts insist the marsupial lion is extinct, for decades others have believed otherwise, and men have organised hunts to capture this super predator. They have all been outsmarted, except one, Dennis Wright from the country town of Maryborough in Victoria. He claims he had the lion in his sights, but when he had the chance to bag the beast, he just couldn't pull the trigger.
I aimed, I got the crosshairs right between the eyes, and suddenly I realised this is no cat. No way in the world is that animal a cat. It was just too good an animal and too unusual to just blow away like that.
Adamant witnesses talk of a cover-up, a conspiracy of denial by authorities. Truck driver Andrew Thomas says on his travels across Australia, he has heard many tales of what was thought to be credible evidence of the cat's existence mysteriously disappearing.
Powers that be don't want it to be let out that there is big animals around because it's going to scare away the tourists.
But others disclaim the conspiracy theory. Professor Wells is a trusted expert. He has examined so-called evidence.
Some years ago I was sent a plaster cast of a trackway, and my interpretation was I was looking at a trackway made by a kangaroo, and what we were looking at was the imprint of the end of the fifth toe of the kangaroo along with the tip of the fourth toe. I was also sent along with the plaster cast some fur, which was reputed to be the fur of the marsupial lion. And when on analysing that fur, I found that belonged to the western grey kangaroo.
Only about 1 in 10 sightings are reported. So that means about 50 people a day are seeing these things, wandering around the bush, and well, it's 18,000 people a year are seeing them, and people are telling us they're extinct, or they don't exist.
So it seems while no one can identify for certain the creatures these witnesses are seeing, scientists remain convinced it is not the marsupial lion's roar that haunts the silent night. But whatever it is, the mystery lives on.